November 17th, as you can hear, we're at the ball yard. Got the sirens going in the background because I just hit some old lady on the crosswalk over there getting her beer. Knocked her square in the face. Happened to my mom one time, got hit in the temple with a foul ball going to TCU Texas game. Years later, a cyst developed and she couldn't remember if anything had happened, and my dad turns, "Well, Susan, you think a foul ball to the temple at a TCU Texas game had anything to do with it?" "Oh yeah, Mick." That's my mom for you, forgetful. Of course, she did take a foul ball to the temple. Anyway, you guys watch that Baylor OU game? That OU versus Baylor game? Anyway, this is what happened. OU started whooping that butt, and they run a pretty high-tempo offense. But Baylor's defense doesn't normally see something similar to their own offense in practice, except for practice, right? So obviously they didn't like what they saw. And as is practice, eventually some players feign an injury and fall down at some point. Usually happens after a play during action. Well, one of the Baylor defensive backs just walks up and he just starts pointing. It's like mid-play. And dude's just looking at him like, "What, is that the play? Is that what you're telling us to audible into?" And he walks up to him and shoves him to the ground, and the kid falls down and then fakes the injury. And I'm like, really? Like, they're going to know that's completely fake. And then the announcers are like, "Oh, this is just terrible. Now he's got to get his acting on, and he's got to fake a limp." One, he can't fake an injury, and two, he can't even fake a limp. Really? You cannot walk up to somebody and push them down and say, "You're hurt. Remember, you're hurt right now. Just go." He's hurt. He done fell down right there. All right, anyways. Well, it's a sad day in the state of Texas for everybody not named this guy. Because that's right, the Houston Texans just beat the Bengals, which now puts them again in a tie with the Indianapolis Colts for the same record atop of the division with 3 wins. That's right. This division sucks. But guess what? They're still better than the Cowboys. All that matters, right? Yep, if you're a Texans fan, Cowboys fans talk shit all year. And what do you have to say about it? Hey, we're at least close to the top of our division with 3 wins than you are. All right, so Lawrence Taylor. If Lawrence Taylor comes to bat for you, you just, really? Cocaine. You broke Joe Theismann's leg on the TV, and in one instance, we seen all the cocaine rush out of your face. "I broke Joe Theismann's leg." And if you've never seen that, the real raw video is there, still on the YouTube, and you can hear the leg just go. Just literally, Lawrence Taylor breaks him in half. Same man who, his latest run-in with the law was supposedly he kidnapped this girl and made a 16-year-old girl and made her perform fellatio and all this and made her into a prostitute. Turns out the girl just ran away from home, said, "I'm 18 years old, let me suck your dick for $50. And he was like, "Want to come into the hotel and stay with me for a little while and keep sucking my dick?" And she was like, "In." Okay, when that happens in your life, something's got to give. But Lawrence Taylor, the man who did cocaine, everything under the sun, when the NFL's original bad boy comes to bat for you, it's just really not a character witness. It's like, it'd be like if somebody like Jack the Ripper in London came up to bat for you while you're on trial because Sherlock Holmes, he committed murder. Like, really? You can call Jack the Ripper as your character witness? Don't think so. Not going to work. Lawrence Taylor come to bat for Greg Hardy, be like, "Well, what had happened was, it's great that he got a second chance, because not a lot of guys get a second chance." No. You and all these other people coming out here saying, "Oh, well, Greg Hardy shouldn't be in the league because they just released these images." No. If you read the report that was released by the state of North Carolina upon this beatdown of this girl, he threw her all up and down in the bathroom onto a futon full of assault rifles. Who's got a futon full of assault rifles just laying around? That is not acceptable. Lock them up. Anyways, choked her to the point where when he took her hands off, she begged him to kill her so that she wouldn't have to kill herself. When you jack somebody up that bad and you read that, you don't need to see pictures of all these welts the size. And Greg Hardy's a big dude, so his fist probably this big. If you see a welt this big, something has got to give. But, y'all saw the images and I'm like, "Oh, that's terrible." Anyways, we moving on because the Cowboys just provide so much heavy entertainment today. Des Bryant tried to attack the media. First off, he said he's attacking me, this, that, and the other thing. It's a color issue. The man that you tried to say was doing all of this is a member of the black media. He's been covering the Cowboys for years. Over a decade, I do believe. And you're going to attack him saying it's a color issue? You're going to try and fight that man? No, Des, no. No. Your Cowboys just suck. You had Brandon Weeden as a backup. Then you had to go out and get Matt Castles. So let's take a look at Brandon Weeden. Man was on a 9-game losing streak before they replaced him with Matt Castles. Brandon Weeden came into the league at 26, 28? But that's okay, that's beside the point. Because Brandon Weeden got that baseball money too. He just can't throw it anymore. Things happen. Went to Oklahoma State. That's right, poke you. They beat TCU. They're doing pretty well. They're up in the college football playoff rankings. We'll see what happens. But Des Bryant can't attack a member of the African-American community who's writing stories about you and say that it's a race issue. It's not a black-on-black crime. Maybe y'all just suck. And maybe you sucking too. It's probably true. Anyways, last night, like I said, the Houston Texans beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals are now 8-1 and not 9-0. Houston Texans now have 3 wins as opposed to 2, tied in the division with the Indianapolis Colts. So, J.J. Watt, it's almost as if he stood in the mirror and rehearsed this line. First off, did y'all know that this ties into it, I promise you. Andy Dalton is now known as the Red Rifle. The Red Rifle? Really? Gingers don't have souls, therefore they don't get nicknames. Okay, that's 1. And 2, there's only one rifle around here that matters. That's because it's Ryan Fitzpatrick up in New York playing for the Jets, known as the Amish Rifle because of that beard. The Amish Rifle, one rifle reigns all. But J.J. Watt refers to the Red Rifle as Andy Dalton because that's apparently what he's known as in Cincinnati. Okay, here's the real deal. Well, we turned the Red Rifle into a Red Ryder BB gun. No, JJ, go back to the drawing board. JJ Watt, nicest dude in the league, coolest, dopest dude. It was great when you shut down Zach Mettenberger because he was taking selfies, and so then you were like, after you sacked him in his first start against you, but no, the Red Rifle and the Red Ryder BB gun, I can't dig it. Back to the NFL. I believe the name is Johnson Bedsimia. Can't really pronounce the last name, but his first name is Johnson. He's a defensive back for the Browns. The Browns forced a fumble on Sunday. His teammates are standing over here like, we've got the ball, we've got the ball, we've got the ball. He's at the front of the scrum with his teammate Johnson, point that way. So he goes from, this way, bro? Really? We've seen it happen before. Once again, Cowboys running things the wrong way. Anyway, pay attention to where you are. But before you point, if you're unsure and you're and your teammates are standing there, that way, ball is ours, it is, and you're but 2 of my teammates. All right, looks good. Going back to Cincinnati, this coming week for their next game, Mohamed Sanu, one of their wide receivers, will have custom Joker cleats. Why so serious? That's pretty dope. But I feel like shoe isn't that big. It's one thing to have the breast cancer awareness with pink on it. Because everybody's pink, that's for titties. Everybody knows that. But you realize that camera's going to have to be like this, oh shit. He's got the Joker on there. Zoom in. Ask him if we can go down to the sideline and get on that level, All right. Now you stand on the bleachers and put one leg up like Captain Morgan, okay? Now we're going to do that Spielberg thing where I pull the camera back, but I zoom in, and then I'm going to go in and zoom out, and then we're going to show your Joker. Nah, brah, really? The Joker, it's a dope concept. The cleat looks dope as heck, but... Real talk, that's how you're going to do it? I don't think so. Because he ain't going to pick that up from a mile away, especially when you're running you ain't going to pick that up. Oh, I caught the ball. What are you going to do? Dive and be check my shoes, check out the Joker, okay? Not how that works. All right. couple more things before we wrap up. David Bass is a linebacker for the Tennessee Titans. So guess what? Aren't atop the division that the Texans are. David Bass sacked Cam Newton. And I know some of you may or may not know this Drake song. I know in that hotline bling, it can only mean one thing. Well, there's a dance to it, and he's kind of like... something like that. I can't really do it. So David Bass sacks Cam Newton, and he goes... Okay, then Cam scores a touchdown. First off, have y'all seen Cam Newton's hands? They're like this big and like this wide. When the man comes over the goal line, he's holding the football. Somebody tries to strip it, and it's almost like, you know, his whole hand is around the ball, but just one hand. You know, he's like, get unhand my loaf of bread, you petty street thug. Except for the football, he's like, unhand my touchdown. And he spins this way. Kind of sounded like Bill Cosby for a minute, didn't I? We'll get back to him because there's a great meme of him over the weekend. But Cam Newton come out and he like, you know, doing his jitterbug gyrating, and he throws the dance back at David West, and then brings it in himself. David West like, how dare you insult me with dance? David Bass like, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna fight him. I'm like, he broke you off in a dance move and you're upset, so you're gonna come fight him because you danced on him when you sacked, and then he danced when he scored, and he throw the dance at you, and you're like, do you want to fight about it, bro? No, David, we don't do that here. We don't. All right, several things. Ronda Rousey was supposed to beat Holly Holm. Nope. Kicked her right in the face, and yeah, the fight was over. Apparently, Ronda... See, I don't buy fights because nowadays with social media, you can go to the first round, see the big points at it on Facebook. Then you can go to the round where they lose on Facebook and see this bitch get knocked out. And it was literally just like... and then she goes, help! And then Holly Holm, as they do in UFC, knocked her out. It was great. It's hilarious. Ronda looked bad. She's 12-1 now. Which brings me to my next point. There's a meme. Bill Cosby. Ronda Rousey's lying unconscious, knocked out. Bill Cosby's photoshopped in there. You guys, you get it? Because the roofies, because she knocked out, and he's gonna get into that. Gonna get me some of that Ronda Rousey action. And with a pudding pop called my penis. All right. You guys ever go through social media, read things that don't come across as grammatically correct? Ann Wolf posted something. I couldn't even read it. Which one, is she like punch drunk? 2, is she just a boxer? 3, is she just illiterate in everything she wrote about Holly Holm knocking? First off, if your name is Holly Holm, most people assume Holm. Ann Wolf, Holly Holmes, Homes. And I'm like, there's a comma, it's supposed to be a period. This is run-on sentence. And what you trying to say here? Oh, okay. She knocked her out. Got that. She's not you. And what's this word right here? What is it? Punctuation mark? No? Okay. No, don't beat me up, man. We good. But anyway, so things we learned today. Football. Cowboys, no. Dez fights. Greg Hardy, Lawrence Taylor. Best of chums in the near future, apparently. Houston Texans, J.J. Watt, rehearse your insults. It's cool, whatever. As long as y'all win, lose, draw. Pick a quarterback in the draft. Period, the end, goodbye. Remember, always know which way to point when the ball is fumbled. We were this way, not this way. If you're going to have the Joker put on your cleat, maybe, like, I just don't even know. Maybe wear bigger shoes, bigger than you should. Because not everybody's going to see that. The cameraman's going to be like, I'm supposed to be filming football. Oh my God, he's got Joker on his feet. That's not how it's going to happen, man. It's not. He's going to notice it in pregame warm-ups. Also really dope cleat, going to film it. Then you catch a pass in the game, and he's going to be like this on you. He's not going to be like, caught the pass immediately to the cleats. And he scored, good deal, cleats. Nope. Don't fake an injury in a game because your teammate told you to fake the injury and walks up and pushes you down, because then you have no credibility. Zebro credibility. Flags everywhere. 1 for bad acting, 2 for the play on the injury, and 3 on Art Briles for allowing rapists to stay on campus, and reduction of female scholarships for said raped student. All around, bah! This is not what Terry does. We do not get on our soapboxes and bash people. Yes, we do. Ladies and gentlemen, Ronda Rousey got knocked out. Remember that. Floyd Mayweather got in the action. Remember, he and 50 Cent have a beef? Well, Floyd was like, yo, 50, get at her. Hit it. Apparently, 50 was like, yo, Floyd, want me to insult you? Bling, bling. All right, 787 Live is where we can be found. Hitting up in the 512 on the ball field. Tell me what you want to do. Send me a topic. Send me a tweet at Terry's Way. What can I say? Remember, way, because I'm Spanish. Guey, Terry's ass. On that Twitter, Terry's Way. Holla at me. Get at us. Tell us if there's a topic you'd like to discuss. Nobody likes pigs from Arkansas because they filled a meth. Holla.